TGIF. Welcome back to SBAA Nation. My name is Keith, aka Keystone, and I hope y'all did better than I did yesterday. Gave out some shitty freaking picks. It was a really small slate. I had very light volume. The more and more I looked at it, the more and more I didn't like it. Picked the wrong pitcher in this game. Lorenz is the one that went over. I mean, look, these offenses are just terrible, man. Cleveland sucks. Kansas City sucks. I'm done with these teams for just a little bit until they kind of get out of this funk. That some of those games were just hard to watch, man. How bad these teams played. Great hitting conditions. Just this is a bad read. Just a bad freaking read. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I hate losing money, but man, this is just kind of funny. Like all I had to do is literally take the unders. None of them gave up a run. Kind of crazy. Yandy Diaz, this was a very juiced, as you guys can see on this hit parlay. 0 for 3 with a walk, and in the top of the ninth, he was next up. If they could have got one of the next 6 base, they had 6 guys before him. If just one of those guys would have gone base, we would have got a 5th plate appearance. He never got it. I mean, it was just what a shitty game that was. Rays at Royals. So that's Kauffman Stadium in the background, by the way. And I did just post a vlog event and a Kansas City ballpark review. If you're interested in something like that, it's posted on my channel. Xavier Edwards hit a double pretty late in the game, so he got that done. But, fortunately, the other one, this is just what kind of day it was, I'm not like a lot of these guys on YouTube. I actually show losers too. I show losing days. I don't just pretend and act like we never lose. Because if anybody actually tells you that they're never losing, I got news for you. They're lying. Jansen Junk just one strikeout against the Giants. Been striking out a ton lately. I don't know. He'd hit this in, I think, both his prior starts. So some good reads here, but just one bad one. Unfortunately, this is the kind of day it was. 2 out of 3, 1 out of 2. Ozuna got 1 hit run RBI. I thought he was actually going to play really well yesterday. Another team that just under freaking achieves, man, is the Atlanta freaking Braves. But anyways, good news is Friday's slate looks a lot better. We got some money spots. Going to be a very busy day on the VIP. Setting up a ton of DFS today for UFC tomorrow. Letting some lines settle, so we're going to hopefully take some unders. And yeah, we're going to have a ton of volume today. The week Saturday pass sold out, but I might drop some type of deal later for like a day pass or something, maybe give you guys just a little bit of a deal. And I'm also going to be dropping some type of I know we're going to have a huge Saturday tomorrow. So after that, I'm hoping we can level up some of you where you can use all the winnings from all these picks, all the money we made, and level up and get the whole college football season and NFL season early on an awesome deal. I'm going to set something up. If we have a monster Saturday, I'm going to set something up where it's trying to hook you guys up where you're going to literally get picks through freaking February. So, like I said, pretty good looking slate today. I got a couple things for you guys. I set a play over on Underdog. We're going to try to bounce back over there. And then I have a hit parlay for you guys. Now, we missed the hit parlay yesterday, but guess what? Overall, I think we're literally still like 16-6, or maybe it's even 17-6 in the last like 23, 22 of these, whatever it is. So, we're going to start with that today. And then, like I said, I got another play with some pitchers over on Underdog Fantasy that I will give you guys. So let's get right into it. The guy we're taking today now, these are a couple dudes that it's really not so much about what they've been doing recently. You guys know how I like to take guys that are really hot, but Donovan, he's one of these guys, man. And I'll tell you what, he's the leadoff hitter for the St. Louis Cardinals now. They have him batting first. They moved Nootbaar down in the order. So today he's on the road at Cleveland. We see how bad they've been playing lately, and there's nothing too intimidating about the pitching matchup. I'll get into that in a sec, but you can see he hasn't had a hit in his last 2 games against the Cubs. But if you look at his away games, this comes up just a hair. And this is a guy, for whatever reason, man. So he had 5 plate appearances his last 2 road games. This is what really sold me on it. Against Luis Ortiz, right-handed pitcher, he's literally 5 for 6. In 6 plate appearances, dude has 5 freaking hits. Donovan is a lefty, and he's batting against a righty today. So when that happens, his batting average goes through the roof. 344, everything comes up a little bit. Weighted runs created, all this stuff. Now, Ortiz, he's actually pitched pretty decent this year. It's pretty close here. So it's like 224 to lefties, 239 overall. So he does give up a little bit more production to righties. For some reason, if Brendan Donovan decides that he can't hit this guy anymore, I still feel very confident. Like we're going to get at least 2 plate appearances versus the bullpen. And if he gets 5 plate appearances today, guys, I think he's going to hit. One other thing I know about Donovan, and I'll show you guys, you might not be able to see this, but I have it highlighted. This is his home away splits. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. Okay, so this is what he bats at home, 270. This is what he bats on the road, 341. This guy is insane on the road. So I just think this is a smash spot today. The odds kind of reflect that. So the first pick in the hit parlay is going to be Brendan Donovan of the Cardinals taking on the Guardians today on the road. I like our chances to get that 5th plate appearance. Hopefully his team isn't terrible where that doesn't happen. So that's going to be pick number 1. The second guy we're going to take, Vlad Jr., kind of the same thing. Hasn't been like super hot, but he's been doing good enough, I guess. A couple hits here. He's definitely had some misses, 60% hit rate. Did not have a hit yesterday. So he is on the road today at Fenway Park. Now, if you guys know anything about Vlad, I'll tell you what, he loves playing at Fenway Park. I don't know what it is about this guy, but he just loves playing there. And same thing, he's going to be batting third. I think with Brian Bello on the mound, we have a good shot to possibly get this 5th plate appearance. You're going to have, it's actually a perfect setup for a righty today. Let me show you guys. So at Fenway Park, you can see the winds coming in from this direction. So what that means is the home runs are down because it's the green monster, okay, out in left field. But look at what's happening to the extra base hits and singles because they know this. And so this is a perfect setup for a powerful right-handed batter like Vlad. He, might hit a homer. He might more likely going to hit one off the wall. So we're going to have a good shot to get a hit here. All right. So real quick too, this is a guy, Vlad, that loves playing at Fenway Park. Like I mentioned, also a guy that bats better on the road. See, you got a 296 batting average right here, right? So you got 296 on the road, 267 at home. This is another guy that just for whatever reason plays better on the road. So Vlad, lifetime, he's 10 for 25 against Brian Bello. 10 for 25. That's batting 417. Okay. When you look at this red, don't be scared because it's not that big of a difference. So, yeah, he does hit lefties slightly better, but this is still pretty solid average. And then on top of that, Bello, same thing. He does actually he gives up more to lefties than he does righties. So on paper, maybe this one isn't as strong as the Donovan one, but what I'm trusting here is I know Vlad plays well every time he shows up to Fenway. And I'm trusting this historical track record right here. When, 417 batting average, that means every 10 at bats he gets up against this guy, he's going to have 4 hits on average. So we only need 1. And Boston's bullpen been pretty middle of the pack, I'd say, in the last 30 days as well. So that's going to be the hit parlay today. You put the two together, you get about -130 on the books. I put 0.6 units down on that. So $300 bet. Yeah, I feel pretty good about it, guys. So let's get into this Underdog DFS slip. Now, guys, if you're not on Underdog Fantasy yet, no one is giving this kind of deposit bonus like Underdog is. You can literally get $1,000, up to $1,000 for free when you use promo code SBAA. It's actually kind of insane. Like, if you think about that idea for a sec, you guys have probably heard me say this before, but imagine you walk into a casino and drop $1,000 down on like a blackjack table or something, right? You're just going to get $1,000 back in chips. If you give Underdog $1,000, you're going to get they're going to deposit match you, so you'll have $2,000. It's freaking insane, man. Just the idea of it, it's actually kind of insane. So I really like this play today. I think it's going to hit. It's a 6x pick. So we got 3 guys, and they're all pitchers. So we're going to take some fantasy points there. It's one thing that Underdog has that a lot of these other sites don't. Sleeper has fantasy points now, which is kind of cool. So the first guy we're going to take is Ryan Pepiot, however you pronounce it, over fantasy points. I like his strikeouts a lot too. Already have a look on that. But you can see 5 straight games, okay? He's gone over 32.5 fantasy score in 4 of his last 5 games on the road. And let me show you guys a little bit more about the let's actually go back to this and look at the head-to-head. So he's facing Baltimore today, a team that's just underachieved offensively all season. They just haven't been good. This game was from this year. He had 64 freaking fantasy points. This was on June 16th, not that long ago, just like a couple weeks ago, it looks like. And then he was really close here. Just looks like he fell about a strikeout short, and he got it done. These were both last season, though, so keep that in mind. And then, like just look at how he's pitched against this Baltimore team. 9 and 11 strikeouts, only had 4 here. His outs, same thing. This was like the one slight down game. But yeah, I mean, if he gets 6 innings pitched, he's probably going to have at least 6 strikeouts. And if Tampa Bay wins the game, he's absolutely going to hit this fantasy score. Like I said, guys, he's hit this literally in 5 straight games. So I feel pretty good about pick number 1 today. It's going to be Ryan Pepio over underdog fantasy points. The second pitcher we're going to take, Jose Barrios, Vlad's teammate. Now, this is a guy that actually was pitching a little better earlier in the season, but the strikeouts come up just a hair here. Do I have road games on? Okay, anything like last 5 games, 5 strikeouts. I think his line's at 4.5. I think this is a smash spot today too to take his strikeouts. But I like the idea of taking the fantasy score because if you look at the outs, same thing. He's been pitching pretty deep into ball games in his last 5 games. What's crazy though is you look at the head-to-head. This is a guy that has kind of owned Boston, so he's pitched at least 7 innings. That's 7. This was 6.2. And this was a couple outs beyond that. So he's pitching deep into ball games. If you look at the strikeouts head to head, 2 out of 3, okay, 8, 6, and 2 against Boston in his last 3 games. The line's only at 4.5. That's pretty good. And then you look at his underdog fantasy score, though, last 3 games against Boston, he didn't miss right here because they won the game. He had 34, and that was only with, what do you say he got? 2 strikeouts. So if he can still hit the underdog fantasy score with only 2 strikeouts, I mean, we're in business here today. So I do really like Jose Barrios. This guy haven't backed a ton this year, but I like him today against Boston. All right, and then the last guy, Merrill Kelly. There's a few other guys I like today, but I ended up settling with Merrill. Now, this guy's actually been freaking dealing. Now, if you look at his fantasy score, same thing, 3 out of 5. Missed against the Padres. They won that game. Missed against Washington. They won that game. And he hasn't necessarily been one of these guys I like to back at home. But if we dig a little deeper here, you look at the head-to-head. This was from 416, so 415. So this was earlier this season when he wasn't even in as great a form. Okay, they won that game 10-4, 52 freaking fantasy points. If you look at the head-to-head strikeouts, he had 8 or 9. Now Miami isn't striking out quite as much as they were earlier in the season. They've actually been pretty good in the last 30 days. Bottom third for sure. You look at the outs. Well, his line is set today at 18.5. This was 18. So this was 6 innings pitched. We're going to get a quality start most likely. We're going to have a good chance to get this win today. We're going to have probably a really good chance to get some strikeouts too. You can see what Merrill's been doing. Look at this. You want to take a strikeout line? I don't know why it's set so low. I'm not sure why it's at 4.5 on some books. I do like this 5.5 though at a little positive money. I think this is a pretty good look. I mean, he's had 7, 6, 6 right here. So he's had at least 7 in his last 4 games, 6 in his last 5. And guys, check this out. It's like he's kind of all over the place with the innings, but more often than not, he's getting to that 5 innings quality start. And like I said, you look at the head-to-head earlier this season, he had 9 strikeouts against him. So you can take a look at this if you want, the strikeout line. I like this fantasy score today. I just got a good feeling about it. I know that this doesn't match that as well. The strikeouts look better, but there's a chance he could pitch deeper into this game. Like I mentioned, Miami hasn't been striking out a ton in the last 30 days. So I just like him to go deep into the game, limit run production, and he'll probably have a good shot to get 5, 6 strikeouts as well. So Merrill Kelly's going to be the last one. This pays 6x, guys, 6x. They'll never set 3 picks for 5x. I mean, I know Price Picks just changed that finally, but that was a really good decision from them. Makes me actually like them, and they still limit me, so I get kind of upset with them, but it is what it is. But anyway, that's your play today. I feel actually really strong about this. There's a couple other guys I looked at, like Logan Gilbert and some other dudes, but these are the 3 I want to back today. I think these are about right where they should be. The Barrios one feels maybe like a bargain. I feel like they all should be right around 32.5. So, that's our plays today. Stay tuned. Make sure you're on that winnable free plan, guys, right over here. It's 100% free to sign up. I send out bonus plays. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't. I also send out my daily like Hail Mary parlays and stuff. We got really close to hitting one like 2 days ago, like really close, like one run away from two teams, and the Yankees blew it in extra innings. I mean, we were right there. Had an awesome cash out offer. I probably should have taken it, but is what it is. So that's all I got for you guys today. Let's cash some bets and get ready for freaking UFC 317 tomorrow. It's going to be a moneymaker. Peace.